First of all, a little bit of a disclaimer. I already know I'm fat and not very pretty. So go ahead, trollers. Anyway, so this video is going to be on making this. It is a bolt from thick ribbon into a pencil holder. Alright, so let's begin. I'll show you all of my duct tape. So this is what we have to work with. Many stores have other options if you're not seeing anything you particularly like. So basically what we're going to do is just cover it in duct tape. So we're going to place it on the bolt, lining it up with the bottom and smoothing it down evenly. Okay. Alright, so that's our base. Cool. Now you could continue with just the same duct tape if you wanted, but I am going to do purple edging. For the purple edging, the easiest way to get a piece that's the right size will be to slice this in half. So I am laying this down on my board here. Obviously not cardboard, it's a plasticky material that the duct tape will easily peel up from. I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so this is the board that I am cutting on, okay? Now, for a straight line, you're going to want to use an X-Acto knife. It's going to be a lot easier to get a straight line with this other than scissors. You can do it with scissors, but it's not worth the hassle. But if that's all you have, you definitely could still do the project. Also would be a lot safer for younger children. If you are not over the age of 18 or you're particularly, let's say, accident-prone person, you would probably want to do it with scissors. Also, if you are a child, you're going to need adult supervision. Okay, so we're going to cut it in the middle. Alright, it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn straight. And then we're just going to pill up half and get back to our bolt here. So we're going to take the perfectly straight factory side first because we want the outside to look best as possible. Okay, and we're going to place it and overlap a little bit with the original strip of duct tape. That's pretty good. Let me stick it on the side so I make sure I have it lined up. Okay, and then you wrap it like the first piece. Okay, get those wrinkles out. Perfect. Ooh, And my seams are even matching up, which is awesome. Always nice to have a matching seam. Okay, I'm just cutting off a little bit of excess. Alrighty, and then you see how there's still some tapey part exposed. We want to fold this in like this. Okay. Okay, so this bolt has a little bit of a waxy residue on it, so it's not sticking that great, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem because I planned on putting a little duct tape on the inside anyway. But for now on, we're going to focus on the bottom here. For now. Okay, so obviously this is too thick to cover with one strip. We're going to have to do a couple. Okay. So we're going to take 2 pieces of duct tape. The edges don't matter too much because we're going to cut out. Okay, and we're going to measure, make sure that's wide enough. Yes, it is. Make another piece about the same size. Right. Okay, and I'm choosing to match up the dark sides together. So that's kind of how it's going to look on the bottom. Right? And then we're going to flip these over. Okay, just double check, make sure the dark sides are matching up. Alright. Lovely. Overlap a tiny bit. So that they're sticking together makes it a little easier. Okay. Then you take it and just center. Voila. Okay, now you take your X-Acto knife, or again you can do this with scissors, and you just cut around the edge. Okay, so it's popping off fairly easily. Oh, that's still a little connected. Perfect. Okay, we're just peeling off the excess here. So that's the bottom. Pretty nice. Okay. Now, we're going to do some purple edging around this area right here. And we peel it up. Duct tape is fairly pliable, so hopefully we can get this to go on nicely. Start out with your corner, and instead of just laying it on there, you need to kind of pull it as you turn. There's probably going to be a little seaming and stuff, but with this duct tape medium, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. I mean, you can, oops. Oh, it's a good thing we got a long piece. You can stretch it a little bit and try and get it as flush as possible. Also, there are other ways you could decorate this area. You could get some little objects and just glue on there, which actually might look a little better. Okay, we are opting for the thicker piece of tape, I think. I'm going to fold it, make sure that it's about the same all the way around. Get a little extra on the upper edge. We should be able to trim it off. Okay. Alright, it's pretty cleaned up. That's what the bottom looks like with the edging. Okay, so now we're just going to put some duct tape inside. Okay, one of the hardest parts with duct tape, I think, is getting it to line things because of its tendency to want to stick to itself. But we can do this. Alright, so I got my edge started right here. Okay. Now we're folding down the top again as we're doing this because it wasn't sticking very well. So that has made it necessary. Basically, I'm just trying to line up the top and also keep the tape as flat as possible inside. Okay, now that we have it lined up, we're going to push it down better with our fingers inside, make sure it's adhering well. Okay, right, so that's our first layer of tape inside. Now, we're going to have to do what we did for the bottom, but, well, I mean, also it's the bottom as well on the inside. Okay, so we're going to take some tape, line it up on our board. Okay. Should be. Ready? Again, overlapping a bit. A little bit of splatter. And we're going to stick this upside down and make an outline. Outline does not have to be that perfect because remember, the inside is smaller than the outside. Okay. Right. So, we're going to want to cut slightly inside the outline, about the width of this edge right here. You can see it's holding the pen and pencil up fine. You can also use this for makeup brushes. Also, if you don't have duct tape, you can use a hot glue gun and cover it in fabric. Awesome idea. Also, they have a lot of spray glues where you can simply spray it on and cover it in fabric that way. Or we also have some actual ribbon. I know, kind of funny. Cover a ribbon holder in ribbon, but it would look awesome. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, so that was the pencil holder. Happy crafting. And this is one of my many skills that don't translate well into the workplace. What?